So we're not doing recaps this week because we just spent 3 hours talking about this show. And what do you want from me? Not even us. Me. I have to edit this shit. Like, I'm terrified right now. All right. So next week we're going to cover all the Steven Adventure Time episodes that we haven't covered yet. I think giving Adventure Time another week might be interesting, considering that they're definitely building up to something. Keep an eye out for that.
Did we at least want to talk about like the MagFest stuff we saw with Steven? Or
we should talk about that. That's actually a good idea. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, we saw the Steven Universe panel at MagFest. Nina didn't because she couldn't come in that day. She had school or whatever.
And work. Also traveling.
It was Becky Shug and E. Jake, which is what I insist on calling Rebecca Sugar and Ian Jones-Cordy.
They were great.
They're really great. Perfect human beings. They're actually the same height, which is incredible.
Oh, didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah. They showed a preview of an upcoming episode, the name of which I forget, but it's
was on something like On the Road.
Or on the Run or Running Away or something.
I think On the Run sounds right.
Yeah, that sounds better.
It is going to be an Amethyst heavy episode, and it's the first time she sings solo. So, or at all outside of the title sequence.
It's like duet with Steven, I think, but she is singing.
Yeah. And the bit that the clip we opened with was fucking incredible. I cannot spoil that. Some other stuff they talked about, they showed a trailer for the game, which you can find that online. It's a Steven Universe. Is it Attack the Light?
I believe so, yeah.
Something like that.
Attack the Light, yeah.
Yeah, it looks really
like a
fun.
really cool game.
I'm super excited. I want to buy it and play it.
Yeah, I hope it comes to phones and not just tablets. But here's the thing: somebody asked about a 3DS port, and Ian pulled out a piece of paper and said, "Cartoon Network said not to talk about platforms, release dates, or pricing."
Basically, they have no control over it, so they don't really have a say. Like, they can't tell you.
I mean, they have some creative control over it, but that's where it ends.
Yeah.
They're not putting the thing out.
Well, they don't know anything about the marketing or the release of it.
Yeah.
So that would be their limit.
Yeah.
And what really interests me about the game is that it looks like a Paper Mario kind of RPG where you're controlling like the attacks and stuff of the gyms. But then you have Steven as a support character. Like, he doesn't have a health bar or anything. He's just back there helping out all the gyms as they fight, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, didn't they say they were like specifically inspired by Paper Mario?
From the jump, they said they were inspired by Paper Mario, and they talked a bit about their game influences. My favorite moment was that Becky Shug had a banjolele with her, and she's like, you know, one thing I like so much about MagFest is I grew up on this music and I always wanted to play it, so I'm going to play something for you right now. And she pulls it out and she plays like the first 4 notes, kind of chunky, like endearingly off, of Story Music Box from Yoshi's Island, the opening theme to that game. And in the video on YouTube that somebody took of that, you can hear me audibly gasp at like 400 decibels when I recognize what song it is. It is the most sincere I've ever been in front of live humans. I was gonna fucking cry. And then she transitioned into the athletic theme, but couldn't really do the notes, so she just did like a basic strum pattern and went da 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 da. It was adorable. You can find this on YouTube.
Rebecca Sugar is a tiny baby bunny that somebody magically turned into a person.
Yeah,
that seems accurate.
Yeah, I reposted that on my Tumblr, which is nickytherat.tumblr.com. I don't post that much, so you can probably scroll down and find it. I tagged it Steven Universe if you want to like do that. It'll be fine. Or
also
you can, just tube it.
Also in the panel, there were a whole bunch of questions about like production and stuff, and it has further convinced me that the people behind Steven Universe know what the fuck they're doing, and they can be completely trusted with everything in this show. Like,
oh, absolutely.
I'm really excited to see where the rest of the show goes.
Me too.
Yeah.
I adore it.
Yeah.
And then I just say in the voice acting panel, Ian Jones-Cordy was talking about D. Bradley Baker voicing Lion. He's like, D. Bradley Baker's a man, and he voices a lion. He makes lion noises out of his human mouth.
And then also he explained how he was every single cat in Cat Fingers.
That was amazing. I didn't know that. I didn't know that he was every single cat in Cat Fingers. But there you go.
Oh, and while we're talking about Ian Jones-Cordy specifically, and we'll probably bring this up again next week, but I needed to share this with you guys. In the most recent Steven Universe episode, where Steven's putting away his toys, he puts away that Sonic figure that we've seen before. That's like the shitty, like, Sonic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And he puts away another action figure, which to the naked eye is Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. But it's not.
It's not?
It's Hero from Ian Jones-Cordy's 10-year-old webcomic RPG world.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, that made me very happy. That made me super happy.
Well, I kind of want to, like, if we're wrapping up, I kind of want to bring up something really quickly because
Go ahead.
I really enjoyed blowing your Nikki and Tooch's mind with this because we were talking about speculation of Steven Universe and we were talking about fusions primarily. We had all basically agreed that we liked that the show just basically shoved the 3 gem fusion out of the way so we could just, like, get it over with. Like, we know what it looks like now, and we probably don't want to see it again for any time soon. Then I think Nikki was, like, kind of wondering, what would a 4 gem fusion look like? Because there's Steven, too, or Rose Quartz. It would probably look like a deity. And I just immediately thought, well, that's what the Tipple looks like.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah. You said the temple was like all 5, like all of them together, and I'm like, I never even considered that.
I freaked out and jumped out the window and died.
Basically.
And now you're a ghost, just like that one guy in season 2.
Yeah.
This whole time you were a ghost.
I was Bruce Willis. I was bred the whole time. So
yeah.
Right.
Jake, it was really cool having you on here.
Yeah, really fun.
Yeah, we'll have you on here again sometime. You know, you're good at this shit.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, that'd be great. If any of you want to tag out or something for a show that you just don't have time for or something.
All right, we have some shout-outs. At the end of the show, we like to say thank you to some of our lovely listeners. First up, we have at Model Sheets on Twitter. They tweeted a really awesome early model sheet of Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner by Chuck Jones from like 1940s. It's really cool, and they concluded us in the tweet, so like we got a lot of extra views and attention from that. So thank you very much for sharing and also sharing us at the same time. Yep.
Sharing is caring.
Indeed. And then Regalo from the iTunes ratings gave us a good rating and said, I always feel like Nikki, Nina, and Tooch are long-lost family members when I listen.
Oh, to him. Okay, it's like, because Nina and I definitely are.
Well, just in case you didn't know, Nikki and I are actually siblings, but Tooch is like our spirit cousin sibling.
I'm like their talking dog.
God damn it.
And then the real Mono says, from YouTube, I believe, I'm loving this podcast. Your comments about Bob's Burgers and the tone of recent cartoons was right on the money. This has become my favorite series. Thanks!
Woo! Wow, we're someone's favorite.
Yay!
I feel vindicated. I'm important. I matter.
And then the Mustache Gamer commented, I'm at my grandmother's and I have my phone muted, but for some odd reason, I really like your channel, even though every video is a podcast that I can't hear. I guess it's just the way you guys set it up. Thank you.
Great.
Okay.
Hey, man.
We don't even have to do anything. We could be releasing static, and he's none the wiser.
Thanks. We have to thank you to all of our new subscribers, followers, wherever you are. Thank you for finding us and liking us. You make this show super fun to do.
Right. And if you want to find us, you can find us at thetoongoons.tumblr.com. That's usually the best place to... Well, no, Tumblr archive is terrible, but it's a great place to see like stuff we post about animation.
No, I have there's a bar on
there's
the
a
side.
sidebar. It's actually, it is the best place. I forgot.
It is the best place to find us. I organize that shit. You can even see stuff that's coming up later down the road.
Yeah, which we'll get to in just a moment. We're on Twitter, at the Toon Goons. Did I say what our Tumblr was? TheToonGoons.tumblr.com. You can email us, thetoongoons@gmail.com. If you want to ask us like a longer question or send us stuff, that's usually the best way to put it. Or you can do Tumblr if you want to have people see it. Do we have our Anon Ask box open?
We have... I think I have everything open that can be open.
Yeah, we'll keep Anon open until it becomes a problem, which it hasn't been. Because that's like everybody's progression. You can find us on SoundCloud, we're the Toon Goons there. You can find us on iTunes, the Toon Goons, and you can find us on YouTube, the Toon Goons podcast. It's the only one where we couldn't get the name.
Yeah, that's Tooch's baby.
Yeah. Tooch cuts up the episodes and uploads them in segments. It's more easily digestible.
Yep.
Jake.
Also, goofs.
Yeah, and cut goofs. Jake.
Which we rarely actually do because we're just...
Next week, we are talking about The Brave Little Toaster.
Yeah, back to our regularly scheduled programming. If you got sick of all the animu, now we're doing good old-fashioned Western cartoons again, so you can come back to us.
I'm looking forward to coming back to us. And then the week after that, we're doing Samurai Jack. So if you want to, you get started on catching up with that. You know, you got you got an extra week. Yeah, we're taking advantage of that now.
Season 1 is on Adult Swim. Most of Season 2 is also on AdultSwim.com.
Is it
but
not?
It's also on Netflix. But just Season 2.
What? Fuck you. That's like so weird that Netflix has been doing that. And actually,
I don't know where Season 3 is, but some of Season 4 is also on AdultSwim.com. Though I heard a rumor from Toonami that the whole thing is going to be up there soon. So, hopefully Toonami didn't lie to me. I trust them. But yeah, we had a lot of fun going downtown to Anime Town, but we figured there's lots of people out there that talk about anime, so we should get back to our regular content and talk about...
I absolutely need a break.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been hella.
Alright. Yeah, so that's been This Week in the Toon Goons. I've been Nikki.
I've been Nina.
And I am Tooch. And that was Jake.
I was Jake.
Alright.
Thanks, Jake.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Jake. Thank you guys Thank you guys for tuning in.
Tuning.
I was trying to do that. Hey, guys. More like Putina. It's a fart. It stinks. We're done.